Today is a good day for Tai Chi. And we should just jump into it, shall we?
Okay.
All right. Come join me on the dance floor. Let's see if this will work here. Now I just want to make sure of one thing here. So in your view, which direction am I pointing?
Left hand pointing left.
Is that what everybody else sees there? All right. Excellent. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Why do you do that?
None of your damn business.
Okay. I still want to know. Inquiring minds need to know.
Because every light source creates a hotspot on the screen and is a distraction to what we're doing. So the monitor over on my desk is probably the biggest light source in the studio. So we block that off so that we have a little less distraction and a little less light spillage. That's why.
Thank you. That was a very nice explanation.
You're welcome. All right. You also can see that I've sort of reconfigured the picture-in-picture cameras, and hopefully this will be even better, a little less distracting and easier to view here. Let's begin with a little sinking of the chi. Left foot steps to the left and center, opening the door. Sliding right into repulsing monkey. Transitioning and stepping into the left with brush knee. Sit back and slide horizontally across the room. Brush knee again. Sit back and slide horizontally across the room. Capture the moon and part horse's mane. Letting the left hand slide upward, adjust the back foot, the front foot, and cloud hand step 1. Cloud hand step 2. Change directions. Now move your hands as though you're going to do another cloud. But as you shift to the left foot, turn those left toes out. Rooster 1. Step down with the right toes turned out 45 degrees. Rooster 2. And that's as far as we got. So far, so good. All right. Questions, requests, clarifications. All righty then. Well, let me give you the chance to practice that a little bit. I just realized something. I'm going to have to undo this after all, because I have a camera trying to track the corner. That doesn't work. Let me give you a chance to practice those just all the way through, and I'll sit here and kibitz. And then we are going to attempt to do the rest of the whole routine today. All right. Any questions about any of the movements so far? Okay. Well, I'm going to jump right into the next movement then. When we finish cloud hands, we enter into two new moves, which are both balancing positions. There is the rooster stands on one leg, and then there is kick with heel. Now, the name of the movement, kick with heel, is specific because the toe is pulled back and the heel is pushed out. There are other kicks in the Tai Chi repertoire which have the toe sometimes pointed, sometimes slapped, or sometimes sort of just slowly go out to the side, sort of arcing across the middle in a move which is called separation of the foot. But this is step up and kick with heel. It begins, the action of the movement begins just exactly like rooster. So I'm going to set myself down. I'm going to get this knee coming up, and the knee is coming up with a hip being partially open, right? So just like rooster, like the hip is open. In the kick, the hip is open, and then the kick comes out, right? The difference here lies partially in where the supporting foot is pointed. In the rooster, the supporting foot is pointed outward 45 degrees, right? So the toe's pointing into the corner, so that when my knee comes up for the rooster, it's coming up directly in front, right? You're thinking that there's an opponent who's just like facing you right there. But when the kick is done, the supporting leg foot is pointed forward, which rotates the whole body this way, and the kick then comes to the corner. So when, it's like, it's the same move. Here's my rooster, pivot slightly, here's my same rooster. It's just the orientation is different because of the placement of my supporting foot. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Right? So to do the kick, you first adjust the foot, then do a rooster, and then shoot the heel out. When I do the second one, I'm going to step down and make sure I adjust that foot again so that the foot's pointing straight ahead. Then do a rooster, then do the heel comes out. Does that make sense? All right, so on Tuesday, last Thursday rather, we talked about how to overcome the wobbles in your rooster. Right, Forrest has got it. Get that caboose out there. The caboose comes out, but then the tailbone drops into the slot, and there's an inhalation here. So when we do the kick, it's the same thing. So I've got my foot in the placement. I'm breathing in as I ride. My caboose is going out. I drop into the slot, extend, come back, put the foot down carefully, placing it, right? My caboose goes out, I inhale up, tailbone drops into the slot, heel out, back in. Takes way longer to say it, by the way, than it does to actually do it. But if you've got the wobbles when you do the kick, just like when you do the rooster, there's three things that you can check to see if you can use one of them better to undo the wobbles. One is, am I inhaling as this knee is up? Did I try to exhale and kick up? Right? This should be an inhale. Now, here's a little secret. Here's a golden nugget on the inhale. You're going to run out of breath at some point in time, right? You're going to go, I can't keep on inhaling. I haven't got more. So you inhale, then exhale a little bit, then inhale again. And by that time, you're probably done with the thing. The foot's coming down. Exhale, right? So if I inhaling up, I run out of breath, exhale, inhale again, steadies me, exhale, comes down. Now, maybe your inhalation is fine. That's not fixing it. So then you go, well, maybe my caboose isn't really out there. I'm being a little bit conservative with how much I'm, shooting, making a lap here. So push this out a little bit more, right? Generally speaking, if you feel like you're overdoing it, you're probably doing it just right. If you feel like you're doing it just right, you're probably underdoing it. So make a big lap. Then I breathe it in. And the third thing is then this slight rotation, this dropping of the tailbone, right? So that I've got my hips shot behind me, I'm inhaling up there, but then I need to sort of drop. It's just, and it takes a little sort of finding it in the beginning, because the Lan Tun isn't really saying do something with the tailbone. That's an effect. That's an outcome of the action. The action is really about relaxing the lumbar. You relax that lumbar, let it sort of drop in there. Then the outcome will be that the tailbone, the whole pelvis will rotate and drop into the slot. It's tough because we don't really have a language for this that we use very often. And so he says, tuck the tailbone, and you wind up doing all kinds of things, actually activating all the muscles that are going to throw you out of balance. And so that's really frustrating. So yeah, Monica, you're on the right track there. Exactly. Okay, so let's just work through the footwork here of the rooster to the kick. Right? So my first rooster was supported on the left foot, the right foot come up. My second rooster is supporting on the right foot, this foot comes up. Now,
Can you start from the end of the cloud hands though? That's where I get turned around.
Sure, you bet. So I have just finished cloud hands here. Right? My feet are pointing forward because cloud hands is a parallel step. I've been slapping the guy across the face with my top hand, right? Now, and by the way, by this time, my weight is on the right foot. Now what I'm going to do is begin, pause for a second. Let me point out, all of these actions are supposed to be simultaneous and together, but I'm going to break them down piece by piece, okay? Then we'll have to put it back together. So the first piece is I'm going to open that left toes out. So that was pointing forward, now it's pointing 45. The second thing I'm going to do is adjust my hands as though I was going to do another cloud. It's exactly the same kind of up and just like I'm going to do another cloud. I shift all the way over to my left foot and step in T-step. Yes. Now, the right hand slides along the right thigh. The knee comes up. The left hand goes down. Right? Beautiful. Now from here, leave everything alone except for the right foot. It steps down, making sure the toes are pointing 45. Step in, T-step. Now the left hand slides along the right thigh. They come up and the right hand goes down. Beautiful. Now stay with me. Now I'm going to put the left foot down, but I'm going to make sure the toes are pointing straight forward. Step in, T-step, and cross both wrists. Yes. Now remember driver's ed, where the hands are placed at 10 and 2? Now these hands are going to shoot out 10 and 2. Yep. And then there's my new rooster and my kick. The right foot steps down, making sure that you adjust those toes to point straight forward. Step in, T-step, and cross both wrists. 10 and 2 again. Simon didn't say kick. 10 and 2. Rooster. Then extend. There you go. Right? So Monica, like you said, on the right track. Once again, however, breathing. Love breathing. Big fan of breathing. Everything is easier when you breathe. Just saying. Okay, let's try that again. And this is a good spot. Let's take it from the end of cloud hands. Okay, so the end of cloud hands. I'm going to look like I'm going to do another cloud hands while I'm sneaking that left toe out 45 degrees. Step in, T-step. Now it's up and down with the hands and breathe in. Step down with the right foot. That's at 45 degrees. Step in, T-step. Up and down with hands and breathe in. Step down with the left foot. Toes pointing forward. Cross the wrists and step in, T-step. Now I'm actually at this point in time going to look into the corner. Right? I'm going to look that way. And when I go out 10 and 2, my eyes are going right over the top of my fingertips here. Rooster right under those fingertips. Extend, come back in, step down. Cross the wrists. Right? I'm looking to the corner, 10 and 2. My eyes are going right over the top of those fingertips. Rooster, out, back in, step down with the left. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's all. One more time, just because 3s are lucky numbers. Right? Here we go. Just finishing up cloud hands. Change as though I'm going to do another cloud hand. Turn the left toes out. Step in. Breathe in. Rooster 1. Step down. T-step. Breathe in. Rooster 2. Step down and exhale. Toes pointing forward here. Cross wrists. 10 and 2. Now wait for me. It's a rooster. It's not a kick. Breathe in. Exhale. And down. So this is what happens. This is very common. Your wobbles have nothing to do with your feet or your hips or your tuchus, whatever. Your wobble is between your ears. because you was doing fine when it was a rooster, and then all of a sudden you thought it was a kick and you fucked that up, right? So it was all been, you decided that, oh, it's no longer a rooster, now it's a kick, now it's gonna, yes. So no, it's not a kick, it's another rooster, right? So I just did, I'm over here, I did this, this is so pretty. Y'all are so pretty. One rooster, step down, step in. Here's another rooster, just so pretty. Step down, step in. It's a rooster. Step down, step in. It's a rooster. Yeah, that's all it is. Right? Because, as the British would say, from here to here is a piece of piss. That's all there is. Right? Yes, that's it. And this is a lovely slow development. You're in a rooster, right? Just out, back, in, and down. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, one more time. From the end of cloud hands, I make my change, shift over, step in and inhale, step down, breathe in, step down and cross. Now, one of the things that's different about this 10 and 2 here from where the roosters are is that in the rooster I've got one hand up, one hand down, so I can really utilize this sort of like the up and down principle. Wherever there's an up, there's a down. And it looks like this isn't happening here, but in fact it is. But in this case, the thing that's going down are your elbows. So as I begin my rooster here, my elbows are sinking. Not a lot, just a little. Cross again. Rooster, elbows are sinking. Good. All right. Now the rest is so easy peasy lemon squeezy because we've done it forever and ever and ever. It's grasping the bird's tail, right? So let's just sort of jump into a bow step here. And I'm facing the right. Now, one of the things that is different here is that up until this point in the routine, every other movement has done its first motion on the left side, right? Except for rooster. So rooster started to the right and then left but then brush knee went to the left side first and then the right. Part horse may went to the left side first and then the right. Cloud hands went to the left side first and then the right. And I went to the left side for my rooster. Then the right went to the left side first for my kick, and then the right, or whatever. Now, however, I'm going to begin grasp bird's tail by going to the right side first. Okay. So I'll show you how we get there in a minute. But first, let's just step into a bow step on the right side. In, ward off. Just want to show you there's no surprises here. It's exactly as we've always been doing it. Reach forward and roll back. Squeeze. Breathe in. Push. Sit back. Look towards the center in the front here and by open the door position. 10 and 2. These push out 10 and 2. Hold the ball. Now to the left side. There's ward off. Roll back. Squeeze. Push. Sit back. Turn to the front towards open the door. 10 and 2. Now I'm just going to leave you hanging there for a moment. Relax. See, that's easy. Yes, you guys have got that whole thing there. Okay, so the only thing that we want to take a look at is getting my foot into the right position after my second kick, right? So I've just done my first kick, then my second kick here, and then I'm going to step down. And this time I actually, if I can, and this kind of takes a little while, I want to get this toe turned all the way in 45 degrees towards the right side. That's a big adjustment, right? So I've just kicked out here. This foot comes down on the heel. It's going to pivot, 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 T-step and hold the ball. Remember that the right toes are actually pointing straight forward for this kick. The left foot comes down, lands on the heel, pivot, 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 step in, hold the ball, and ward off, roll back, squeeze, push, sit back, and come to center and 10 and 2. And by the way, this foot wants to pivot all the way in too. It probably can't, so I'm going to cheat. Hold the ball. I have a second opportunity to cheat right here as well, if I want to. And roll back. Squeeze. Good. Sit back. 10 and 2. You ready for this ending here? The right foot will step in. The right foot will step in a half a step. I'm basically back in open the door. The hands scoop under, cross, rise, and separate, and back to your sides. Now the left foot, which was the first thing that moved in the beginning of a routine, comes back to the side, and we are finished. Right? In the very first beginning of the routine, left foot steps out. At the very end of the routine, left foot steps in again. Right? At the end, therefore, let me just kind of rewind this a little bit. At the end of Grassbird's tail, I have just done my push. And I could have just said, my feet are pretty wide apart here. They're as wide apart as a bow step. I've got to get them a little closer together to finish this puppy up here. So the right foot steps in a half a step. And then when the left foot steps in, it's only got a little bit to go. Does that make sense? Okay, give yourself a chance to practice just that ending part here, and then we'll do some chit chat, and we'll put it all together, and then I'm going to talk about what we're going to do on Thursday. Bill, very nice. Bill, on that first rooster, you could delay your hands just a tiny bit longer. Just hold on to that just a tiny bit longer before the hands go on the first one. The second one was perfect. See right there, you're right at that moment, your hands were already changing and you want to be set before that hand. So here's you. I've just finished cloud hands. Here you're already moving your hands and this foot hasn't even stepped in. So you want to, that's what I mean by delay those hands. Delay, 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 delay. Now. Now you do that on the second one. You are just like that on the second one. It's this first one, you're sort of rushing into it a little bit. And Monica, I would make the same admonition to you, right? Like, take your time, basically. So after the end of this, when you are changing from cloud hands, you come over, you got all the time in the world. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Get set. Then breathe in. Yes. Foot comes down. Right, so the foot comes down. Wait for it. Delay, delay. Get set. Then the second one. Yeah, yeah. I know that that one felt wobbly a little bit, but that one was actually one of your best ones because you were right in good alignment here. I could see the breath was coming in. So you were actually like right in the right slot. Yeah, Karen.
Can you still see me? I
Yes.
just lost power. I literally have golf ball size hail coming right now.
Oh
And
my
I just
goodness.
lost power, so I don't know if you can even still see me. So okay, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna keep going, I guess.
Yep, yep. I got you.
I got battery.
Okay, good. Yeah, we got you. So when we're first beginning the rooster and the kick, a distracting aspect of this that often distracts students is trying to making one of the things that they're practicing, getting the knee higher. And actually, if you go back through the playback, I talk about all the things that we're practicing in these two movements. Never once have I mentioned that the knee has to come up to a certain level, a certain height. So how do you know how high you should bring the knee for your rooster and to your kick? If you go back to your three things and I say, I'm inhaling, so I'm inhaling and that knee is coming up with my inhale. And then there comes this point where it's like, okay, now I'm beginning to wobble. That's the limit of your lift. If you're breathing and you're wobbling at a certain height, that's the limit of your height. Okay, so now let me check on getting my tuchus stuck out there. So now I'm got my hips pushed back and I'm lifting up this knee and it's working fine until a certain height and it gets wobbly. That's the limit of the height of your rooster. Right? So you should be focusing on that, and then one more thing, which is get the whole tailbone to drop into the slot. So I can drop that into the slot, and if I've got my knee at this height, it's just all super steady. But if I try to lift it higher, then I start to wobble. It's like, okay, so the knee is not supposed to come that high yet. Because what you should be focusing on are those three things, and you're adding number 4, which is how high should the knee go? And that's not a concern yet. By the way, so the knee and step up and kick with heel are actually, they're groin shots. And unless you're fighting with Andre the Giant, nobody's groin is that high. Right? So it's like down here. Look where, I mean, that was not going to come out right. But if you could just judge, like, where is that spot that like, that's all you need to come up there. It's not that tall. You're not battling LeBron. Does that make sense? Right. Yes. Okay, let's put it all together, shall we? From the very top to the very bottom. Da 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 da. Sinking the chi one time. Isn't it lovely? Left foot steps to the left and center, opening the door. Sliding right into repulsing monkey. Making my foot adjustment and then stepping to the left, brush knee. Stepping to the right, brush knee. Catching the ball, stepping to the left, part horse's mane. Stepping to the right, part horse's mane. Cloud hands. Reverse direction here. Change the hands. Step in T-step. Get set. Inhale. Rooster 1. Step down. Get set. Rooster 2. Step down. Cross hands. Looking into the corner. First is a rooster. Then out and back in again. Step down. Crossing hands again. I'm looking into the corner. And here's a rooster. Out, back in again. Step down and get that toes pivoting all the way around 45 degrees. Holding the ball. Ward off. Roll back. Squeeze. Push. Sit back and right to the front, 10 and 2 here. Looking good. Sit back and right to the front, 10 and 2. Now here's our finish. The right foot steps in a half a step and cross. And the left foot returns for the finish. Nice. Nice. All right, come on back in and have a seat. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Ah, big sigh. Give yourselves a round of applause, pat on the back. Yes. Good job. Questions? All right then. Well, let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to do on Thursday. Thursday, everybody but Monica, because Monica's sticks have evidently been impounded by the Canadian Mounted Police. The RCMP has confiscated her sticks at the border for being deadly weapons. Monica hasn't gotten her sticks yet. When you get them, they're little pieces of plastic. I mean, they're basically toys. So on Thursday, what we're going to do is we're going to put on some music and experience the 9 form as original flow, as fire fusion, and as iron fusion. Right? So you see how this routine has given us the foundation for so many other ways of practicing your Tai Chi. Okay? So bring those sticks or a reasonable facsimile, and we're going to play. Super. A couple of announcements. Everybody and their sister has emailed me to say that the 101 button is not working for some reason. Haven't had a chance to get to it yet because I've been stuck in. I have to submit some financial forms, P&L statements and balance sheets and whatever. And somehow it turns out that my QuickBooks decided in 2021 that my Amex card had gone to $45,000. It's just in the books. It's not a real thing. My card doesn't even go that high. I mean, like it can't possibly. So it's just a data processing error. And I've been spending like the last day and a half trying to figure out how to fix that processing error so that I can get the report out. And I'm not good at numbers in that way. So it's been a bit of a challenge to me. But I have made lots of progress on our replays, so they should be done soon, and hopefully, and I'll get to the 101 button. So that is going to happen today. The other announcement is, you know what this weekend is, or you know what Monday is, here in America land, right? It's Labor Day. It's the closest thing to communism we have as an official holiday. It's Labor Day, and after Labor Day happens, the early bird pricing for Mother Earth Fusion goes away. So if you have been waiting to sign up for Mother Earth Fusion, now's the time to sign up for it before the early bird pricing goes away. I'm going to be sending out emails to remind everybody about that. A couple of people have emailed me and say that Dink, for example, who lives in Roanoke, Virginia, which you can't get much further away from San Antonio, Texas than Roanoke, Virginia. And so she's like, I just can't come, but I want to, be a part of it, and I want to get the replays. And I'm like, yes, you can sign up and get the replays. And if you can't come to San Antonio, you can still be a part of that. So that's all I know. That's all I got for. Next announcement is what is next week's schedule going to be like? So on starting in September, the Tuesday class will be a traditional members practice class, in which we review all of the forms that we have learned. We talk even more about some of the traditions of traditional Tai Chi. We didn't get a chance to talk that much about them in this 4 weeks, but there's a lot more that I want to offer you guys as far as the culture and the history of Tai Chi as a martial art in the traditional format. And then Thursdays will be our live 101 course. Both of them will be at 11:30 a.m. The Thursday classes will probably, our calendar slated for 90 minutes. We'll go until the brain stops working, and then we'll call it a day. But as I said, it's going to be really exciting because it's just focused on this one thing, your movement skills. And so by the end of that 4 weeks, you should feel very confident about your ability to just walk through the movements.